I know, right? Well, Sushi, I wonder if you can guess what music is playing right now. I wonder if you can guess it. Yeah, I am doing relatively okay. I mean, I'm kind of a little bit upset because I spent like several hours last night trying to get DOSBox to work, and it never worked. It's actually not a Persona any Shin Megami Tensei thing. It is something that I'm known for, I think, at this point. Or at least I'm starting to learn. Do you have Steam? Like a Steam account, you mean? Is that what you mean, Sushi? I used to have a Steam account, but I kind of forgot it because the last time I used it was a while back, actually. So I think I probably would have to like make it again, but so that's a thing. But yeah. So basically, I spent several hours last night trying to get DOSBox to work, and it straight up would not let me do things. And I figured out that the reason why was because it didn't have something that was needed in order to play like CD games, and or at least to open like Q files. And so because of that, like I basically had to be like, oh, I guess I just won't be able to play Realms of the Haunting unless I figure out how to code or whatever and actually build my own DOSBox. Be its own thing. But yeah. What, Sushi? Check your DMs in a sec. Wait, which DMs? On Twitch or on Discord? Okay, because I was about to go on my phone to check it. But yeah. I'll just say what this music is. It's actually piano versions of Stray Kids songs. This is how I get people to listen to K-pop music without knowing that they're listening to K-pop music, because they'll be like, oh, this piano music's so nice, what is it? And it's like, it's Stray Kids. Okay, but here's the thing, like, I typically don't like K-pop, but as you know, Stray Kids is that one group for me. The one group that I'm like, okay, they're okay though. They're pretty good though. But anyways. So yeah, so I'll probably, but yeah, in terms of the Steam account, I definitely gotta make like a new one because I kind of forgot my previous one. Cries. And yeah. So also another thing is, so there's this thing about updates in Mac computers that I've learned over the years, and that's basically that even though there like a thing pops up that's like, oh, like, do you want to install these updates or whatever, like it really doesn't mean anything because if you don't install the update, then the computer is just gonna stop working, basically. Like, it's gonna make it so that your life is just miserable until you install the update. That's what I've learned. So basically, today I got like a new update thing that came out for the Mac computer, and I was like, okay, but I don't really want to do it right now. But then I tried running OpenEMU to play Sweet Fuse, and I was testing it out, and it was straight up just not working. And I'm like, why is it not working? But then I remembered that like a couple weeks ago when I was trying to run another game, it didn't work. And then when I restarted, it turned out there was updates. So I restarted the computer, and guess what? There was updates again. I'm like, okay, so basically the computer will just straight up impede my progress to do things unless I update. So there isn't actually a choice for me. Like, they say, do you want to update? But really, it's like they point a gun at your head and you're like, you better update. Otherwise you die. Well, not really, but you know. But that's basically what was going on earlier, where I was just like, why isn't Sweet Fuse working? And then I'm like, oh, because I gotta update the computer, and the computer is like, you better update. Yeah, basically, the Sinogun emote, that is exactly how it is. Because legit, it just straight up stops working. And, like, it's so funny because it also, Mac computers just have this thing where they pretend you have, like, a choice in doing things, but in the end you really don't. Like, for example, there's so many times where I've been forced to change my password, and they'll be like, oh, this isn't the right password, you've forgotten your password. And I'm like, this is the exact password that I've used this entire time. Why are you making me, like, why are you saying it's wrong? But the truth is, it isn't wrong. They're just wanting me to change it, and they're doing this convoluted way and making me change it by saying, oh, you forgot your password. And it's like, no, I really didn't. You're just lying to me at this point in time. Yeah. But, you know, whatever. Just gotta deal with it. But yeah, so basically, TLDR, that's why I'm late with the stream, and also why I can't do Realms of the Haunting either, in a sense, because of my struggles with Mac computers, cries. But anyways, I think I waited long enough. It's already like 4:30, and I typically start at like 4, so already 30 minutes late. So I think I'll probably just start the visual novel now, and we'll just see who comes in at any time. Okay. Yeah. Also, let me know, of course, as usual, how the sound stuff is going. Like, if I sound too loud or too quiet, if the game sounds too loud or too quiet, just, like, let me know. I'll be very happy, as usual. Okie dokie. This should work. Okay, so last time when we were playing Sweet Fuse, just to give a little recap, we met some weird-looking pig-like creatures, and they kind of threatened to destroy the whole park and kill everyone we love. And so now we gotta solve all these puzzles with our group of misfits who have also been forced to take part in these games. And we just solved the first puzzle, found out there's 2 more puzzles in this building. And apparently there is a little bit of gameplay, but not too much, which, Christ. Gotta play some no-nary games, like 999. at some point, because I need that actual gameplay action in my visual novels. But, you know, it's all good. Let's keep going. Real gameplay, I know. I know, we had some last time. It was crazy, and we actually finished the first puzzle. I was like, whoa! Incredible! Anyways. When we reached the bottom of the stairs, we found ourselves in a long stone hallway. It was dark and gloomy, but there were torches mounted along the walls, casting enough light to see by. This place is, like, scary. Hey, Garbaggio. Hey. Hey. Yee. We were like me. How are you doing on this day in the life? I am doing good. I mean, I as I was telling Sushi earlier, I was like struggling with my Mac on so many different levels, but I've already discussed all of that in detail, and I probably should not bore everyone with my struggles and my choice of computer, but you know. But yeah, how have you been doing? He was right. The darkness should have been bad enough, but there were also a bunch of what looked like demon heads on the walls. Freaky. I moved a little closer to one of the heads and noticed a set of panels. These are just like the ones we saw a bit ago. The one that's lit now is the Bard? Yeah, tech problems are like just the worst. But you're doing pretty good just on the job hunt, messing around with penny stocks. Nice. Nice. Good stuff. I should probably be looking for jobs, to be honest, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Too busy doing other stuff. But, what were we doing? Oh, yes. I'll be day trading in no time. Nice. I actually haven't done much with stocks. I probably should do more with stocks, to be honest. I've dabbled a little bit in it, and apparently, like, my dad used to be really big in doing it back in the day, but I just haven't really done a lot of it myself. But I definitely want to get into it, especially since, like, everyone says that it's probably a good thing to do. Just kind of dipping my toes in. I mean, good for you. I need to do that more often, to be honest. Anyways. Huh? What's it look like? Mitarashi pushed forward toward the panel. Whoa! I already forgot what voice I gave him the last time. Gah! Something flew out of the left-hand wall at an incredible speed. Mitarashi only barely managed to jump out of the way in time. I'm guessing there's projectiles. There is an arrow. Sure enough, there was now an arrow embedded in the opposite wall. Damn, that was close. A second later, and I'd have been a shish kebab. Have a look at this arrow. Too thick for a bow, don't you think? This is a crossbow quirl. I have no idea what that is. If you want to die, that's your business, but I'd appreciate it if you could just every now and then look before you leap. Ugh. He frowned and grumbled at Shido under his breath, but I could see beads of sweat on his forehead. That must have been scary, even if he won't admit it. If nothing else, the arrow sticking out of the wall was now a powerful reminder that we need to be careful. Wow, he said a lot more than what he actually said in the text. But anyways, do you think each of these heads has like a trap like that in it? Looks that way. Walk in front of one of those faces and you end up with a fancy new hole or two. Also Garbaggio. Okay, so here's kind of the synopsis of this game, right? So the main character is Saki Inafune. And Saki, she's like a high schooler, like late year high schooler. And her uncle is like really big into like video games and amusement parks and stuff. And so he created this new amusement park that utilizes video games and all of its attractions. Like it's meant to kind of emulate like those games like in those attractions. And basically she comes to the opening day to like support her uncle who, just created this new park. And all of a sudden, like, these weird guys in kind of these, like, creepy-looking pig suits come out, and they, like, kidnap some people and, like, take over and threaten to, like, explode the park and whatnot. And they basically say that they'll have, like, these several volunteers to do, like, all these puzzles, and they'll determine whether the park, like, survives or not. And so now we're, like, the people who have been chosen to do like the different puzzles around the park to like save the park and save the people who have been like kidnapped by like the pig people who could also die if we fail. So there's a lot at stake here. So it's basically me, Saki, and a bunch of these random guys, and we're all like trying to save the day by solving puzzles and whatnot. So yeah, it's kind of like horror thriller. It definitely is Saw-esque because, like, for example, we just did the first puzzle last stream, and basically like poisonous gas started coming out of the statue, and we had to solve the puzzle before like all the poisonous gas like filled the room and we died. So yeah. Oh, hi Rick. What is this new Amazon show? Hello, how are you doing? But yeah, anyways, so that's kind of how we're going about with this. That's kind of the gist of what's going on. Also, for some reason, our main character hasn't really let all the other members know that our uncle literally created this park. Like, we've kind of kept it a secret for some weird reason. Like, I still don't know why. Like, they know that one of the people who has been taken hostage is our relative. So they know that it's somebody who's helped with the park. And they know that it's a relative of ours. But they don't know it's our uncle, and they don't know that our uncle is the head of the park. So there's a Japanese game show with a similar premise. Yeah. I mean, it does feel, this feels like a Japanese game show right now. Like, that's what this feels like, except, like, of course, within the game, the stakes are real. Like, people die and stuff if we lose, including us. Because, basically, if we don't solve things in time, the attraction explodes, and we'll be inside of it, so of course, we'll explode with it. Who's the dude with the really long pretzel stick, and why is he looking at me like that? So that is actually a Pocky in his mouth. A Pocky is like this, it's like a thin kind of cylinder biscuit with usually some kind of cream coated on top of it. What he's eating, it kind of looks like it's a chocolate Pocky, so it has chocolate cream on top. So you bite into it, like you eat it. And a lot of times, like, people use Pocky for, like, there's also, like, this thing called Pocky Day, where basically, like, the idea is you're supposed to, like, buy Pocky for people and, like, share Pocky with each other and whatnot. But yeah, Pockies are delicious. I definitely recommend eating Pocky if you've never had Pocky before. So it's kind of like a pretzel. Well, no, it's not a pretzel. It's because it's not salty. It's like really sweet. It's basically like if you took a biscuit, like a cracker type thing, and then you made it like long like this, and then you put like chocolate on top here. So that when you bit into it, like there was the chocolate on top, but then like on the inside is still the biscuit that's like really thin. But yeah. I have Pocky in my grocery store and I live in New York State, but I don't know. But they're really, really, really good. They're so delicious. But yeah, you said that you thought that it was a cigarette. Well, our main character also thought it was a cigarette at first. He's like, oh, I thought the guy was having a cigarette in his mouth, but actually it's Pocky. And it's like, yep. I mean, I immediately noticed it was Pocky, but whatever. But, yeah, so basically he is also, he's supposedly a journalist, but he kind of has like a sucky memory when it comes to certain things and then like a really good memory when it comes to other things. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that is like me. I'll remember like the randomest things and then forget like basic things. And I'm a journalist, so maybe. Maine just got Chipotle and Chick-fil-A a few years ago. What? 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 Is Maine, like, in a separate dimension or something? Why did it take that long just to get Chipotle? I mean, Chick-fil-A can, like, die in a fire for me, but Chipotle... I would die without Chipotle. Anyways. Did I say this line? Yes, I did. Shirabe's shoulders slumped in exhaustion as he finished, and Wakasa looked too shocked to speak. Proceed with care through this hateful corridor. Give ear to the song of the demons, for they will be purified by the light that shines in the darkness. I have no idea what this means at the moment. Hi, Owen! Hello! How are you doing? We're playing some more Sweet Fuse. It's really great. Sushi, you've never had Chipotle? I am shocked. Well, actually, no. I'm not shocked, because if you live in Florida, you probably have better Mexican food than I do here. So, actually, that's fine. I just have to deal with Chipotle because there's barely any Mexican food places around here that are actually good. So, the fact that you live closer, like, the fact that you live down there probably means that you have a lot more better choices to pick from. But yeah, if you ever come to Buffalo, we'll go to the Chipotle, and it'll be great, and you'll see me just wolf down a whole burrito bowl at once, because I love that place so much. Yeah, Burger King just got tacos, but I doubt they're any good. I bet they're pretty bad. Like, honestly, you guys don't understand. Like, if you guys... I mean, maybe some of you understand, but basically, I feel like people around where I live just have a really bad taste in, like, Mexican food, because most of the places around here are just not good. And I mean, it makes sense, but, like, it still makes me sad all the time, because sometimes I'm just like, I really want some good Mexican food, and I have to, like, struggle to find, like, an actual good place for it, because most places are just, like, either too bland or don't taste right or something along those lines. Christ, tears of sorrow. Anyways, people here have bad taste in anything that isn't seafood. You're right, Rick. And sushi doesn't count as seafood. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, basically, if it's not, like, you know, American seafood type stuff, then they just don't get it. They're like, what? Well, actually, that's a lie, because I feel like, strangely enough, Asian food is pretty good around here, I would say. Like, you can find, at least where I live, you can find a lot of pretty good Asian food places, but just not a lot of good Mexican places or anything like that. So, get some Maine lobster, yeah. I actually, I don't know if I've ever had Maine lobster. The last time I had seafood was at, like, one of those, like, places that's kind of like an off-brand crab shack, where you can get, like, in this big bowl, and, like, it's just a bunch of seafood, and it made me realize that my favorite type of seafood is clams, actually, which is pretty interesting. I just really love clams. There is one good Chinese food place here, and there's a Korean barbecue place I've never been to. Oh, you don't like fish seafood? My mom absolutely loves fish, so we basically are forced to eat fish every couple weeks or so. So I'm kind of used to fish. I tend to prefer seafood, though, in general, when it comes to eating fish, instead of just fish. But I mean, I don't have a problem with fish, and there's a lot that I do like smoked salmon. I actually like sardines, and I know a lot of people don't. But I mean, the thing is, I can eat almost anything. That's kind of the takeaway we can take from this, is that I basically like almost anything. I can eat liver, I can eat frogs, I can eat all sorts of different things. There's only a few foods that I'm like, nuh-uh, I'll never eat that. Yeah, it's probably because my parents, basically, like, forced me to eat a bunch of different foods as a kid. Like, they had me eat, like, Asian foods, Indian foods of, like, different types. Like, I've had Vietnamese, Korean, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, of course. I've had Thai food. I've had, of course, Mexican food of different types, including, you know, eating it around, like, Santa Fe and stuff, which is more like real Mexican food. And I've had, like, different foods around America. I've, of course, had different Slavic foods because my mom's from Russia. So I've had a lot of different stuff. And that's why, like, when I went to London and I was, like, trying all these different foods, I was kind of shocked when I found out that a lot of people that I went to London with had never even had, like, Korean food before or anything like that. And I was like, what? What? I've actually never had black pudding with haggis. Even when I went to London, I didn't eat it, but it was because I was only in London for like 2 weeks and I never really had the time. But I did have fish and chips, and I did like that a lot. But then again, that's just fish and chips. Yeah. Frog, I think, is pretty okay. I don't, like, whenever before I had frog, people were always like, frog tastes like chicken. And then I ate it and I was like, it's not really chicken. It tastes kind of just like itself. Like, it just tastes like a unique thing. I wouldn't really compare it to chicken. Yeah. Have you ever had blood sausage? If so, what is it? I don't think I've ever... Maybe I have had blood sausage. I honestly don't know. I don't think I could eat snake. That might be one thing I can't. Then the voice was quiet, because I should probably continue with this. Oh, thanks. Would have been nice to know I need to proceed with care before I just about got skewered. It was true that if the announcement had come on earlier, he wouldn't have been in danger. But if he hadn't been in such a hurry in the first place... Oh! Hey! Shirabe, shut up. Anyways, hi, Al! How are you doing? Hey, Cupcake! I'm glad you're still keeping with the meme. But yeah, I'm glad you've made it. We just started, and basically I spent like 20 minutes just talking about food with everyone, so we literally have barely moved since last time, so you came in just in time. I hope you are doing well, Al. Now what in the furious hell do they mean by give ear to the song of the demons? And what's that purification nonsense about? Why am I giving him this name, this voice right now? This is not what I gave him last time. Shirabe scratched at his beard and worked the candy around in his... They're calling it a candy, but it's not a candy, it's a Pocky stick. Thanks for stalking for time, guys. Low traffic was a nightmare. I feel that Buffalo, like, the roads in Buffalo are so bad. Like, whoever designed the road system here should have been fired, like, before he even designed it. Because it's just bad. Perhaps it would be best to take these questions one at a time. Shall we start with give ear to the song of the demons? Alright, well, obviously the demons are these ugly bastards. And yes, Rick, Al and I live near each other. We met through my club on campus, actually, because I'm part of the cosplay club on campus, and that's how we met each other. So, yee. Yeah, maybe like, what, 30 minutes away? Yeah, I live 10 minutes from campus, Al. So, whatever that means for you. That makes me slightly more likely to maybe go to Florido. Florido. I'm sorry, Rick. For some reason, that seemed kind of funny to me. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, they literally say so much more than what's actually written down, like, constantly. And that's all we really know. We need more information, people. Facts. Variable facts. I mean, I guess, yeah. Oh, really, Sushi? You met up with one of them? That's actually really cool, actually. I would love to meet up with you someday if I'm ever going down to Florida, but I feel like that's not gonna happen soon because I just did a really long trip, so I don't know if I would have the money or the, you know, willpower to do it. Shirabe edged towards the nearest head. Very, very carefully, he began to examine it. I mean, if you come visit Sushi, I'll welcome you with open arms. Also, hi, Lulu! Hello! Hello! How are you doing? I might be going to Pensacon this year again, so if you're there, I'll probably see you, Sushi. Oh, that's cool! Well, in January, a bunch of us are gonna be doing basically an informal Sushi-con meetup. That's cool. Sushi cord, not con. Yeah, hi!
こいつの眉間に小さな光が灯ってる。おそらくこれがセンサーになってるんだろう。
Oh, Lulu, thanks for the host! All the love to Lulu. Oh my gosh, Rick, I just read what you just posted. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, hi, Azure! How are you doing? Best Boy Azure is here to grace you with his presence. So true, Best Boy. All the love. Pensacola is like 10 hours from here. Oof, oh my gosh. Yes, I do. This fellow's got a little light on his forehead. I figure it's some sort of sensor. Let me see. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Time to put it to the test then. Ah! I jumped as he waved his hand in front of the demon's nose, but no arrow came out. Relax, see? Long as you don't trip the sensor. No arrow. Easy. Easy clap. You scared me. He sighed and told everyone to step back. He waved his hand over the demon's face again, this time in front of the sensor. Aye! Just like before, an arrow shot out of the demon's mouth with blinding speed. And there you have it. Is your hand all right? Nothing to worry about, little lady. Pull my hand away at the last second. That's fine, but there are a lot of these heads, and there's no pattern to them. It would be impossible to avoid them all. Indeed. Fort Lauderdale. Sushi lives in Miami with his father. Hi, Trev! Hello! How are you doing, Trev? What's up? And yeah, Rick trying to dock Sushi. Remember how I said something about a water main bursting or whatever? Well, apparently because of that, we're running out of water for the whole county. That's not good. 26 hours from me to Fort Lauderdale. Woo. That's not great. And it won't be working till tomorrow. Oh, that's not great. I mean, like, do you at least have, like, water bottles? Because I always have, like, a bunch of water bottles at my house.